do the answers lie? In a book or up in the sky? I've been digging for truth, answers, I've been looking for mine. Where do the answers lie? Could it all be inside? When I meditate and investigate all corners of my mind, they need waking up. They need waking up. Media got families and friendships and couples breaking up. I just prayed and brought some info down, cause I've been shown how God's word is lingo now. Yeah. Where do the answers lie? Is it in the book or is it in the mind? Is it in the mind? Where do the answers lie? Is it in the book or is it in the sky? I wake up, thank the creator, see them man for the fruits they bear. Whinging, crying, work they ain't done, I guess I gotta take it there. True to myself, I co-create this life, this flavor's rare. God gave me a mission to save these kids from Satan's lair. Freak show on a Friday night, best know I ain't raving there. I'm in the woods, revolution out of the city, there's acres spare. No NPC can come around here. We're like bad slaves that rise above and extinguish fear. Where do the answers lie? Is it in the book or is it in the mind?
Is it in the book or is it in the sky?
God gave you life, what you breathing for? Suicide now, what you leaving for? Rap man shaking, deep it more for real.
For real. Where do the answers lie? Well, is it in the book or is it in the mind? Is it in the mind? What are we saying? My name is OXSN up in here. When we're live streaming, and I'm gonna talk some general gist of life and stuff, and join me for this journey, mate. So I feel like, to be fair, it should sound okay. I best get some meditation frequency in the background, at least mildly, because that is the wisest thing to do at all times. We need that. That should sound alright. Alright, gamers, so what we saying? How is everyone? How is everybody? What is going on in your life? How are you feeling? Check in with your energies, innit? What's the motive, innit? What is your fucking paradigm at the moment? What is bringing you happiness currently? What brings me happiness at the moment? I've realised, well, this is definitely one of them. At real good quality marijuana. I think Mr. Nature said something about like weed is like literally like I translates in some form to like literally happiness. Like some cultures just like call it happiness itself. But happiness for me, it's a mix of things, obviously, like mindfulness and gratitude, of course, but then also like one of the main things that I do really love is just investing in goodness in your life and the people around you. Just like consistently executing on like bringing the cash dollars home and spending it wisely on healthy foods and investing in your education but like it's just like, imagine if you could go back in time. Right now I'm 20, which I'm grateful to be 20 because that sounds like a young age, so there's a lot of potential, and I seem to have taken control pretty early-ish, only just. Time will tell, but that's the main thing. It's like, I understand the spiritual stuff. Like, if you're familiar with Alan Watts, is one of the best spiritual teachers, I think. He kind of like teaches the Eastern traditions and brings them and translates them into the West, and he kind of is responsible for those ideas being reachable to people these days, especially because of the internet. So that's all good, and not just around us, just spiritual teachers in general. They often speak on letting go. Let go. There's this rapper called Spectrum who actually samples Alan Watts, and he's got this lyric: life, it goes up and down kinda like stock, go with the flow or hold on to the dock. And like that is valid, but what I'm saying is this let go mentality I understand it, and it's all about grounding yourself in the present moment and realizing that God is everywhere all the time. And there's nowhere to ultimately go and everything's already done in a sense. But also, if this camera will actually do it the right way around, can you read that? Oh, yes you can, I think. That's what we're saying. And it is. Obviously survival forces you to move a bit. So if you just let go, then you'll be stagnant in a sense. So that's a very long-winded way of saying that I get my happiness from consistently executing on healthy and productive habits, because I'm thankful for my past self, because I actually invested in my future self, and then when I embody my future self, I get to reap the fruits. And then, because if you work on your health, you can let go and be and chill with your health for a second. Not that I will, but there's a lot more leeway because you've invested in yourself. Good brother, mushrooms bring happiness, nature and connections with like-minded people. 100%. Couldn't agree more, Jim Bob. So mushrooms, yeah, they bring happiness. Like Terence McKenna, he has a quote that mushrooms straightened him out, they enlightened him. And they did for me as well. They dug up so much darkness, but that's where you find the light, is purging your demons, kind of, because they hold you back. But yeah, so nature, 100%. Nature is that's the craziest thing. I took a walk in nature this morning with this doggy here, Luna, and I smoked some really good quality weed, some Cali, and I had my bare feet on the grass, which is electric. I'm already consistently executing on healthy habits, but yeah, just nature and just the vibrancy of nature alone is incredible, and it's literally identical to happiness. Nature is just so vibrant sometimes. Hope you're doing well. Had to take a break from weed as I was feeling a bit burnt out from it. Yeah, it depends though, because listen to this. What have you been smoking? Because since I've changed to being strictly top shelf, I realised that the 90% of the weed on the streets, if you're buying standard prices, £10 a gram, depends where you are of course, that is not real weed, bro. I'm telling you, there's something wrong with it. I don't know what's going down. But as soon as you get on the Cali and stop eating sugar, it's medicine. So if you smoke street weed and you're getting coffee from Costa, from the tap water, then it will bog you down and it's confusing. But if you strictly get the top quality weed and you actually take control of your diet and you're being healthy all the time, weed is literally like medicine, bro. There's nuances to it, I don't know, what quality have you been smoking? But yeah, lads, anyway, I'm just chatting, yeah. I'm about to roll up a super marijuana. I already had one this morning. And then, later, I think I may go to town, to Holland and Barrett's, which is a supplement store in Oxford, where I can get my lion's mane and my reishi mushroom capsules, my sea moss, my CBD, my cod liver oil, my sea kelp, my, I don't know, there's a wide variety, manuka honey potentially, But yeah, lads, it's all good, innit? So we're just gonna roll the fattest joint. Oh my god, I got so much weed. I've got an abundance of super weed. But yeah, this weed literally smells like fruity, man. It's like purple and orange and green. It literally smells like sugar. Like it smells like strawberries and mangoes, like in a very warm ecosystem with bare fucking nature everywhere. That's what this weed smells like. But a lot of weed smells fucking sour. It's got very dark ash. It gives you mucus, and it's just hella trash. So it's tricky. Sunlight, good quality weed, and here's how you heal quick time. Literally, when summer comes around, yeah, if you've got perpetual sunlight, all you need to do to absolutely take control of every single facet in your fucking life, this is the only thing you have to do, because of course not literally, but you'll be surprised. So just take my word up on it, and I'm telling you, it's better than you could have ever imagined. Because once you fix this, everything else also falls into place, because everything is holistic. So if you basically make sure you're getting a lot, or like what you know, a healthy amount of consistent sunlight on preferably your whole body, get your feet in contact with the grass consistently also, breathe deeper and research breath work, take control of your diet and strictly go organic, and eat alkaline hydrating foods, and research this wisely. And I could keep listing stuff, but like really that's the main thing. And then also potentially really high quality, like top shelf marijuana in the sunlight with the breathing and the grounding, or the earthing, which is the feet contact with the earth, because the earth is electric, and it actually gets you mildly high if you pay attention. It's profound. When I first step on, I do it every day. I ground like 3-4 times a day. Every time I walk this same path like 4 times a day, because I have to for my job. Every time I go past this section with the grass, I'm walking barefoot, and I feel electricity go up my whole being. And then also microdosing psychedelics, obviously YouTube's terms of service, etc. But if you take control of your health and get the sunlight, etc., and the breathing, and you do psychedelics, you will completely transform. Need to play out your karma of weed addiction first, my bro. Well, I don't know, man, because who, like, why can't I smoke weed? Who's to say I'm like, what is addiction? Because you need to play out your karma of food addiction. How's that? See? Nature is symbiosis, bro. Same with the psychedelics. Like, what doesn't lean on everything else? I understand, I don't need to smoke weed, but as far as I'm aware, it seems to be like medicine. I could do with a break every now and then, I'm sure, but it's like traumatic. I have an allotment where I grow my own fruit and veg, so I'm always barefoot while working there. Must be the shitty dog I've been smoking, making me burnt out, lol. I'm telling you, stay away from bog weed. If you're gonna smoke weed, get the best weed in the fucking world, rarely. You'll much rather, and this goes for G-Block saying I need to quit potentially, is rather than perpetually smoking shit weed, you'd actually be better off rarely smoking good weed. So, less weed, better quality. Not worse, because oh, it's cheaper, I'll get more for less. Fuck that, man. It literally makes you feel like shit. Weed is medicine, unless you get shit weed. And if you're eating shit food with weed, then you're gonna feel the raft of darkness, mate. Anyway, speaking of, I didn't even pay attention. I never pay attention when I roll my joints, and then sometimes the roll is not very good. Like, I mean, they're always fine, there's nothing wrong with them, but people seem to be telling me sometimes, they're like I just don't look when I do it. It's like my body just does it for me. It's just completely like automated. So yeah, I might go town later, like I said, to Holland Barrett's to get some healthy supplements and stuff. But I might take some shrooms before I go. Which may not be wise. I'm gonna have to get the bus this time I go out. Because, imagine, about 2 weeks ago, I took 12 tabs of acid before embarking on a long bus journey. I regretted that so much. That is the worst setting in the world. That it was like, I was literally like, it was ridiculous. I'm not joking. I'll show you the picture, bro. 12 tabs of acid at once, while I was like 2 bus journeys away from where I ought to be, and it was very challenging because I was gonna take 10 more. I've been taking very, very high doses recently, but yeah, it was tested LSD also, so I know that it was good, but it wasn't even like worth it in a sense. The setting turned out to be very much more challenging than I originally anticipated. But yeah, I've found much more benefit in lower doses. So like LSD seems to like sync me up with a 0 point, where I feel like I'm with God all day. Here we go. This is a good picture. That, my friend, is 12 tabs. I've got 6 per rectangle, if you can see. That was very, very challenging. Yeah, it's not the wisest move, I don't think. But I reckon we're gonna spark this marijuana. Tell you what, I made a remix of a song, and then I added my own verse on the end, but it's kind of shit, because I never got to record it properly, because I didn't really have time. But Rise Above was going to... There's a festival called Rise Above, and it's a festival focused on awakening, for the most part, and artists that also focus on awakening, and they all go there to rap about awakening. And then I made a remix. So what you're gonna hear is audio from Rise Above with numerous artists: Ryan Sanders, Inspector Veg, and Double LMC. And then at the end I've got a bit of a snippet, but the audio is a bit out there. It's alright if you just listen to the lyrics. When my bit comes on at the end, just listen to the lyrics. Nothing wrong with it. Surely tripping balls on that. What's the highest mushroom dose I've tried? 12 grams of Liberty caps. Of Liberty cap psilocybin magic mushrooms from the Welsh mountains. Wales. I've heard of that. Yeah, you'll definitely be into that. DMB sound systems. channel 1. I'm not sure. I'm gonna spark this zoo and I'm gonna play. Where's the file? Let's go to my desktop so you can read all of my fucking files. I know it's such a mess right now. Where is? Here we go. With OXSN extension. So this is my. So I'm just gonna play this and light this zoo, and then I'll be back. So let's get it. 1 second.
They try mandate drugs that kill 2,000 people. That sounds evil. What's coming through that needle? Leaving the people feeble. Swear this must be illegal. Better go do your research. End up looking like Smeagol. That's the sheeple. But I don't hate them. We are the people we've been lied to. Some are too far gone, can't help if you try to. When will they open their eyes to? Gotta stand and fight like Ryu. Don't let the truth fly by you.
The food is fake, the medicine's fake, the education system is fake. They want you fighting with the thoughts in your head all day long so you never get a break. They don't want you meditating in the sunshine with big fruit sitting by the lake. All you dumb down till you listen to Drake. They want the teenagers to all sell flake. They ain't gonna give, they're always gonna take. They want you in as just buying a steak. They ain't gonna share one slice of the cake. They ain't even gonna follow the rules they make. They ain't even gonna follow the rules they bring on the one for you better know that I'm a king. They killed the indigenous and made us all prisoners, and that's the real reason I do my thing. Like beat the matrix, defeat the matrix. Stand up, don't take a seat in the matrix. You gotta watch while you're eating the matrix. Can't touch, process me in the matrix. Life ain't fair in the matrix. Drink booze if you're there in the matrix. You gotta learn self-care in the matrix. Always gonna need Tupperware. Yo, come to your party. Empty headlight, ramming on my heart. I'm pulling that parsley. Rolling with the electric army. Babylon sending the whole world balmy. Don't want Gucci, don't want Versace. Man, I gotta go deep, get to Samadhi. Meditate every day and do Pilates. So don't offer me K on your car keys. I don't need a watch, I'm the watcher. I don't drink coffee in Costa. It's just right here, I never lost her. So you won't see me sipping on a Foster. I don't need a watch when I'm watching. I got powers like Austin. God's right here, I never lost it. Merge with the one, I don't care what it's costing.
Said,
like,
yo, this is more than lyrics. Practical magics or quantum physics. Fasting and bargains with evil spirits who acquiesce to appease my critics. Infinite essence can't be diminished when the fear inside your heart is extinguished. Spellcast, Enochian English. ULL, the unlimited linguist. 7 names from Sumerian kings list. Nephilim ethics of Aryan princes. Skeptical methods and mothers and witches and shamans who mix plants in the kitchen, tied to a stake against their wishes. That's with the conscience of kerosene pitches. Burnt to a crisp, no one from a witness. Hung by the neck and then dump them in ditches. Suppressing all knowledge of source. Perplexed by a powerful force. Stretching the timeline to alter the course. History's homage to our tongue lords. But I'm here to revive what they hidden and I keep it alive. I'll make sure the sun, moon and stars and the planets alive when I vocalize. Rise above, Ryan Sanders rise above. MC Double L rise above when we extinguish fear.
Mass awakening pending. This new earth is beginning, it's not ending. They know what you're thinking, they know what you're spending. This ancient Babylon system stays violating. It's frustrating, I hope Christ returns. But till then I'm not twiddling
I'm so sick of the government, give him a punishment. If I see Boris, I promise I'll give him one. Him and his cult in prison, they're innocent. Isn't your fault, you're a victim to the system. If you're lost, then listen to the wisdom. I'm a boss, I'll witness many visions, and my business is a mission to break my boys out of this prison. Have you been checking my rate of development? Casually turning the weight of an elephant. Constantly learning about fake medicine. Babylon system, keep on selling them. Do not get that injection, you won't live to see your pension. Regardless, cause of inflation is harming. So for Christ I'm waiting. They want us weak, so we gotta get strong. They want us off, so we better switch on. I'm done with zeros and one. It won't be long till Babylon's gone.
Yeah, I know my bit sounds out of place, but that's all I got at the minute. I kind of like wanted to spark the zoot to that, but I just like was too busy like rapping. But yeah, there's that anyway. But yeah, no, I ain't been to a drum and bass event, no, not yet. I wish to though. I do hope to, bro. But yeah, lads, we're really out here doing it. Cheers, bro. I don't know if anyone actually stuck around for it. Thought you might have got bored, but go to the one in Oxford, boss. Yeah, I know. Oh, DMB events. Yeah, I'll have a look, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I want to go to, like, a conscious one. I don't want to just kind of go to a DMB. It depends. I probably do, in a sense, but I don't know if that's a good use of time. If I'd go to a place of that nature, I kind of want to go to, like, Rise Above, the one that I just played, basically. Struggling to like this zoot for some reason. Again, it's because I don't pay attention to the roll. It's not. It's just because I roll them so loose, I think. Stupid, I just need to pay attention, but... Well, there's a psychedelic talk event in Oxford coming up, but it's shit, man. It's just some scientists talking about... I've been there before. Dr. Chris Timmerman, he's like... materialist. I don't know if he actually is a materialist, but... But yeah, lads. I think I'll probably do a lot more podcasts. Because I want to... If any of you want to come on a podcast, I've always been open to have a conversation with anybody. Like, you can literally ring my phone now, and I'll answer the phone if you want. So... If you call me, I'll literally answer. So, you haven't got to. We can talk about anything. But yeah, I said to myself earlier, this is almost a trap. It could be kind of dodgy, but you get into this. If you experience spiritual awakening, you basically think, well, what could anyone else possibly know, because nobody else has actually seen spiritual awakening, and it's like the biggest thing that you can ever witness. So, and as soon as you see that and no one else knows what you're on about, it's like, well, this people need to wake up. That's what it feels like. But NPCs do have value, because like, I was working with this guy and I was thinking, oh my god, this guy's such an NPC, and I know that's low consciousness of me, in a way. But then I realised that he had a fucking... His dad owned a butcher's, basically. And just that alone opened my mind to the fact that, like, you know, people are out here doing shit. They have stuff. And it's like... So don't basically think that people are... Like, even if they're NPC, it's not like they're incapable of having any valuable knowledge or value at all. They might still be a value provider, just because they haven't had a fucking non-duality breakthrough doesn't mean that they that you can just... Because the label NPC can seem very disregarding. Like, was curious about any entity contact you've had. Right. So, I seem to perceive a actual human being in the 3D world. I seem to somehow convince myself on a mushroom trip, nearly, for a while, that there was... it was like I witnessed an apocalypse, basically, because I went on Instagram while I was in God consciousness. No, I went on Instagram because I was led down in nature thinking about the sky, and then I thought about, like, the glass dome theory talk that I've heard. Like, check out Mr. Traumatic, Glass Dome, and Ice Wall. These are 2 songs. And I listened to them while I was tripping, and he said loads of stuff that was like because I'd sun gazed just now. And basically there was loads of synchronicities. Like, he wasn't just talking about this theory or his belief or whatever, or the truth, whatever it may be about the shape of the earth, etc. But I was already I never contemplate the shape of the earth. Like, I thought obviously it was round. I didn't really care. But on this trip I took 7 grams in nature, and I had some really good quality weed as well, I think. And I was grounding, and I was doing breath work in the sun, and everything that I just listed before. So I researched deeper and found this Instagram page called Starseed Codes, and because I was in like God consciousness, I took everything that this page was telling me as like the universe was like talking to me. Because that's what it's like when you're in, like, it's called salience, I believe, and it's where, like, you know how schizophrenics think that, like, every number plate is like or what does that mean? Or like, I mean, like, spiritual people, when they see the time is like 11 minutes past 11, they're like, oh my god, it's God talking to me. So that seems to happen the more you take psychedelics. It's like everything, but it's synchronicity, which is quite strange. That's what it seems to be, in my knowledge, is when you start seeing that repeatedly, your life seems to be synchronous. But I never used to believe in that, nor the crystals, like. But a lot of it is like placebo and it's quite twisted. Anyway, I'm being long about this story. And this page told me, basically, I stumbled onto this Instagram page because I was researching some insights I was having while in God mode on loads of mushrooms in nature and on weed. And it told me, this is a liar. If you are hearing this message, you are now in full alignment to the new Earth timeline. Here are some techniques to ground you in the new Earth timeline. And it kept going, and I was like, oh my god, you're right. And it kept going for ages, and I was like stalking this page, and it was like, but if I was sober, it wouldn't happen. But on the shrooms, I was like, oh yeah, like what? Like, it depends how like woo-woo you are, I guess. It's tricky, man, because it happened to me. My beliefs like created it, and I basically incarnated into like a whole realm of light, and it started going like other beings are gonna like come toward, and all of a sudden, yeah, there were loads of cats and hummingbirds, and they were like. And I was making contact with them, and we both knew what was happening. Basically, no, I haven't done it justice. Actually, I didn't do it linear. The thing that started this insight, where I was like, oh my god, is I locked eyes with the sun, and then all of a sudden, the sun was like, also in my head, and it was like I was the whole like globe, and then I was like staring at the sun when it was behind some clouds mildly, but it was perfect, and then everything went for ages, and everything became like pure life force, like bleeding into me from the sun. And after that, yeah, I was like, I dropped my zoo. I was literally gasped out, bro, because I got up, and I filmed a video about it. It's called Starseed Awakening. And I lost my zoo, and that's how far out I was, because I literally dropped my zoo in the midst of some tall grass. And I was like, what the fuck? And I tried to do it again, because it went behind some clouds. Anyway, so that was what started it, because it was like full-blown awakening mode, God consciousness, but the sun... I realised there was something mysterious going with the sun, and if I recall correctly, basically it was proper like intergalactic astral plane vibes. And when I know originally you asked if I'd ever contacted an entity, so I seem to go to this fucking astral plane. I know Ram Dass has even spoke about this, and Traumatic, and Donny Arcade. and it was like, so me and like the cats were aware of like the plot twist. It's so stupid, bro. I don't want to believe it. It just happened to me. But it's like the Instagram page told me about it. And I could tell with the way that certain animals were looking that some of us are in a lower vibration than other animals. This French Bulldog is in a lower vibration than cats. And I seem to be able to perceive that when I was on this astral plane. And hummingbirds were around me a lot, and we were making eye contact, and the way that they were moving, I seemed to understand that something very different. And it seems like, yeah, I remember now. It's weird because I hadn't recorded it for a while, but I seem to be aware of some form of narrative, as well as what the Instagram page was telling me. And I know that this could be a mistake, and I've been more mindful about it since then. This was like a few months ago now, and it was telling me, and I seemed to be aware also. I didn't seem to think like, oh, I best not believe this page, who knows. It's like everything the page was telling me, I seemed to be in direct consciousness that was actually true. So I don't know if how much or potentially I was deceiving myself. And this comes into play when I talk about if I've ever encountered an entity in a second. Yeah, I seem to be aware that like in the future, basically, I seem to be conscious that I seemed to be conscious that I think there's something gonna shift like in the sky and in the atmosphere, because it's like I'd never even saw it before, but there seems to be I reckon there's a lot of happenings up there. And I think the sun is going to do something in the future. As in, I think there's literally like a gateway. Because what happened is I'd shifted to the New Earth timeline, as I seem to think. And all of a sudden, everything was made of light. Everything I had ever went through was just because, and this thing I have in my subconscious, it's like, one day, yeah, metaphysically, you will dream a brand new dream with different limits, if any. And everything that we're going through currently, the way that I was perceiving it, was grist for the mill in order to actually, because everyone in this realm had been through like millions of years of learning through life, so it was like in this realm we think, oh, who knows what's beyond death, like the whole personal development scene, and the confusion potentially. What's it all for? Well, I seemed to shift to the New Earth timeline, and I was literally like immortal, and everything that I'd ever been through was basically accolades, aka it's like a list of like, yeah, I went through the spiral realms, yeah, I went through and it's like, it's almost as if you could boast about how deep you went into adversity. So it's almost like, the adversity you go through is actually the force itself that you're looking for, nearly. Have you noticed how through trials and tribulations you literally transform? That's what it was. It's like you're going to continue doing this, and then one day that's what it seems to be. I know I'm being long about when you asked about the entities. So anyway, I approached this group of people that I knew somewhat, and I started to tell them about how I randomly shouted as I was walking away, the sun gods are coming. And they were like, what do you mean? And then I told them, I was like, I know I'm tripping, I know I'm probably just fucked, but look, for somehow the sun started beaming me some next level life force, and I'm pretty sure that the sun is going to do something in not very long and change the whole frequency of everything or something, right? And when I was telling them what I just downloaded from hyperspace, there was one girl who looked incredibly distressed. She did not look content. Her face was very red. It's also, I was perceiving it. She looked like the fucking marionette from Five Nights at Freddy's. She had like fucking like red streams like below her eyes. I swear, I don't know. And and not only that, but like when it comes to the synchronicities, I don't know if it was before or I think after. Yeah, because it was an album afterwards. Like, Traumatic come out talking about disembodied entities, and it really resonated in a way. Basically, she was on her phone at the same time, so I was talking this information. She didn't seem to be very content. She was the only one who like had a negative, low vibration, and it's almost it's all, I don't know what it was. But at the time, I didn't think I knew what it was. But she seemed to be like at the time, I didn't actually perceive like a narrative. I just thought like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You look very disturbed. And then as soon as I parted way from the group, I looked back at that Instagram page, and this bloke come up and go, "Oh yeah, so there are multiple alliances. Many of us are from this one, and we have this agenda, and like, and then there are other beings of different alliances. They may not have good intentions, or and it's like all of a sudden, yeah, he was something of, I didn't do it justice, but he was like, and the video, it doesn't have any ground, but I seem to just believe it or know it to be the case. Is I was like, basically, it's like not all of the humans are actually got the same agenda. Half of us are like literally nanotech fucking, like that's what I seem to be perceiving. Yeah, I remember. It's good to reflect. This is integration. You have to reflect on what actually happened to you. Otherwise, you're just no point in even tripping. Because I'm learning so much as I'm reflecting. But yeah, disembodied entities. They're standing right beside us. We got nanotech inside us, and you got fungal spores on your skin like dermatitis. But yeah, this person, I actually ran back and I asked if she was there. I was nearly going to confront this person, but then I made eye contact with her, and I just walked away. I said, "Don't worry, I'm just tripping on shrooms." And yeah, it was pretty deep, bro. But it was like a fucking astral hallucination where I perceived this girl essentially to be from a different Cause me and the cats and the hummingbirds were on one side, and then there's like different frequencies in beings. Not all beings are on like the same vibe. Some beings have got quite a negative agenda, and I think there will actually be like space wars and shit in the future. That's what I'm saying. Because that's what I seem to be perceiving. I don't know, man. It's like fucking multi-dimensional perception on different levels. Hello, love from the universe. It was deep, bro. And then other than that, I've met a big like wall of intelligence. I was on 7 grams of mushrooms in silent darkness, and then all of a sudden there was just a grid of like isness, and it was like talking to me, and the longer I watched it, the more I understood, and it was alive, and I was it, and it was in my own mind, but it was so intelligent that I couldn't believe that I was seeing it. I miss visuals, to be fair. I love visuals, they're so cool. Alright. Well, that was a long story. But yeah. I might go. But I don't know who's still here, but thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that, you know. Alright. It's been a while, I haven't done a stream for a bit, but I'll do some more. I'm getting more consistent, so expect a lot more from me. And I want to start actually documenting my life a lot more, like, and bringing proper fucking... I want to, like, actually stop talking, and I want to, like, show you a farm or something that I've, like, constructed. I don't want to just, like, be a wanker and smoke weed. I need to actually, like, do something, you know what I mean? Alright, I love you, thank you, see you later. Mwah. My name is